Did you know you can get the power and knowledge of multiple employees to help you start up your business for just $20 a month? I'm going to show you how in this episode of Digital Display Insider. Welcome to Digital Display Insider. My name is Jerry Teeter and I'm your host, and we are on issue number 26, where we're going to talk about one of my favorite subjects, and that's AI and how it can help you in your business as you're getting your new mobile digital billboard business up and going. Now, if you remember last week in issue number 25, we talked about a business plan and the importance of just planning out your startup process and going through that whole process of thinking about your your business and the the target audience you want to go after and your financials and all these different things, how that can really help you in just being successful out of the gate. And so we're going to kind of continue into this theme of the practices of starting up your business and how we can help you get that done. And one of the things that has been so helpful for me over the last couple of years is ChatGPT. This has been really life-changing for me, and kind of a backstory on how I got into it. For several years, I had a graphics designer who did all of our design, and she did our social media posts and wrote a lot of our ad copy and created our brand kit and identity, which is what we're going to talk about today. And it was a full-time job for her. She did it across a couple of my all my companies, and it was very much a full-time job for her to create this stuff. And in her own life, she had another opportunity come up and decided to take that. And so that was right around the time that ChatGPT came out. And before we replaced her, I just dove headfirst into learning ChatGPT and AI and all these different things and started using it in our business. And it turned out I ended up not having to replace her position with a human, because I was able to get a lot of what she was doing done at a similar level, and the cost on it was fractional. And so it has been just amazing in our business. I use it in my personal life and in our work. And so I want to help you guys. For those of you that are not using ChatGPT yet, or are leery about it, or have a lot of misconceptions, I just want to show you how this can really help you really level up your ability and take your bandwidth and your abilities to a much higher level than what you may think you have. And so today we're going to start with branding and your brand identity for your business, and everything beyond a logo and the name, which is where a lot of new business owners kind of stop. They come up and they spend a lot of time thinking of their name and maybe some time thinking of their logo, or they pay a company hundreds, if not thousands of dollars to create a logo, and then they just kind of stop there. And this is an area that's super important to get done out of the gate. Or if you're a business that's been going for a while and have never done it, take the time to do it now. And you can do all this, again, without it costing you the thousands and thousands of dollars it would require to hire a professional agency to do this stuff for you. And so today's going to be a little bit more of a workshop. I'm going to actually share my screen with you and kind of show you a couple things. If you've not watched this week's issue of Digital Display Insider, go read that, because that's going to be a little broader and give you some more prompts than what I'm going to deal with here. Today I'm going to focus specifically on kind of the outline of creating your brand kit. And so let's go on ahead and get started. Okay, we're in the dashboard here for ChatGPT. Now, if you have not signed up for an account, you can sign up for a free version, but that's always a version behind what the paid version is. And so it's got a lot more limitations on it. And the plus version that I'm on here, it's $20 a month, and I can't strongly recommend enough to do the paid version of this. My opinion is, if you can't afford the $20 a month, or things are so tight you can't do that for this tool that's going to literally save you thousands of dollars every single month, then you're probably not in a place where you should be starting a business. So for me, if my business was on death's doorstep and I was trying to save it, this is one of these subscriptions that I would still continue to pay for, because it has that much power in what I'm doing on a daily basis. And so get the plus version and you won't regret it. There's also going to be two other softwares that I've talked about in the past, and I'm going to touch on today again. that I believe as a startup entrepreneur, you really need these softwares to not only start and grow your business, but these are designed for the business owner to be able to do their own work rather than hiring outside agencies to do this. And those are Canva for your digital design, your graphics design, and ClickFunnels to help you with your website and your funnels. So we'll touch on those a little bit later. But once you have an account set up, whether it's the free or the paid version, this is what you're going to see here. And I've already got a prompt that I've created that we're going to just paste in here. Now, the thing I want you to understand with ChatGPT, if you're new to this, the best way to think about this is having a conversation with a human person that's sitting here right next to you. Just pretend that you've got someone who doesn't know anything about you or your business. They've sat down, they're a professional in what you want them to do, but they don't know anything about you and your business. And so you have to communicate to them some background so then they can make better decisions versus if you just say, I want you to create a business plan for me without any context or anything like that, it's going to give you super basic generic information. Now, if you go into a lot of detail about who you are, what your business name is, who your customer is, who you're serving, what your products are, all these different details, then it can give you back really great information. And so the results you're going to get out of ChatGPT are only going to be as good as the prompting you give it and the information. So you need to become an expert in communicating with this as you would a human, trying to get them to do what you want them to do. And if you don't take the first result it gives you as the best option. When it gives you a result, then you give it feedback. I like this, I don't like this, I have this idea, I want to change this, maybe move this around. And just continue to have that back and forth until you get the finished product that you're looking for. And when you do that, the end result is going to be really great content that, at least in my experience, is way better than I would have ever come up with on my own. And so I'm going to read through this prompt here, and this is just a good example of a detailed prompt that you need to get good, to be a good starting point, so you can get that really good feedback from it. So I'll just go ahead and read this. I'm starting a mobile digital billboard company based in Charlotte, North Carolina. The business is called Bright Vibe Mobile Media. We operate LED billboard trucks that drive through high traffic areas and display full motion digital ads for local businesses, events, and causes. Our goal is to help small and mid-sized businesses break through the noise with bold, high impact advertising that they control without paying for overpriced traditional billboards or getting lost in social media algorithms. I want you to create a complete brand kit for Bright Vibe Mobile Media. This brand kit should include a mission statement, which is a concise and compelling sentence or two that explains who we are, what we do, and why we exist. Number 2, brand personality. Describe brand tone and voice. Should we sound bold, friendly, high-tech, rebellious, corporate, or something else? Number 3, tagline options. Give me 5 bold tagline ideas under 8 words each. Number 4, color palette. Suggest a modern and eye-catching color scheme that reflects energy, innovation, and professionalism, and include hex codes. Number 5, font pairings. Suggest a headline and font and body using free Google fonts. These should complement the brand personality and work well for both print and web. Number 6, logo inspiration. Describe 2 to 3 visual directions I can explore for a logo. Include notes about style, iconography, and layout that would align with the rest of the brand identity. Number 7, brand guidelines. Give a few short rules to follow when writing copy for our website, social posts, and marketing materials. Include a sample sentence for each rule to show what this sounds like in action. Keep everything cohesive so it all sounds like one unified brand. The vibe I want is bold, mobile, high visibility, and community-minded. Think of a company that feels like part of a media agency, part street-level disruptor. I also want it to be professional looking. Let me know if you have any questions from me about the business before creating this brand kit. And before we hit send on this, I just want to go through a couple things in your prompting here. Number 1, don't be afraid to ask it to give you multiple suggestions. So I do this a lot when I'm looking for, let's say, the mission statement, for example. I'm not going to necessarily just take the first thing it gives back from me. And what I have found is when I'm working on, say, like the mission statement, I would say, give me 5 samples of a mission statement. After I've given it the details, give me 5 options for this. And oftentimes what will happen is I'll take a little piece from number 1, a little piece from number 3. I won't like number 2. And, I'll just kind of pick different pieces and parts of it. And then I'll put that together and say, this is what I want. And then I'll do that with like titles and subtitles and all those different things. Just ask it to give you, I typically use either 5 or 10, depending on what I'm working on. And a lot of times it's a combination of those that will give me the best result. As far as, again, giving it very detailed information, a lot of times I'll also find examples of stuff I like. And so if there's either a person, like a well-known person in the industry, so like Russell Brunson is the co-founder of ClickFunnels, and he's got tons and tons of training material out there on the web. So there's a lot of content about him and his style in ChatGPT, and so I can tell ChatGPT, in the style of Russell Brunson, do X, Y, Z. And so you can do that with any number of thought leaders out there that have stuff. Tony Robbins, Dan Kennedy, like all these different major thought leaders in the marketing world. You can work in their tone and style and voice and all these different things. So yeah, let's go ahead and click on that. Now this works very fast. You'll see here it only takes a few seconds to think about what you put here, and then it will start spitting out information. So one thing I've learned with ChatGPT, we've given it here a very big task to work on with lots of different things to do. So there was 7 different points that we wanted it to work on. And what you'll find is this is good for kind of creating an outline, but if you give it too much, you're going to get very condensed information. And so what I'll generally do is kind of create my outline here and then take it section by section. And then once I get that final section result, copy that into a Word document or a Google Doc, and then build it out outside of GPT. So then that way you can get very good detailed information about each and every section. And so as we scroll through here, you can see, it came up with a mission statement, some examples for brand personality, some different tagline options, color palette. So this is an area that I did not see the value of until recently when we had our employee working for us. Prior to that, if you looked at my websites, there was all different forms of colors and fonts and sizes of fonts, and it was just a hodgepodge of everything. And when she came in, she actually got us into one cohesive brand. Really across all my companies, we used the same color palette, the same fonts, the same, just all that same stuff. And it's honestly made it so much easier, and everything looks so much cleaner and more professional. And so if this is something, if you already have your business up and going and you've never done this, highly, highly recommend take the time to do this color palette deal and the fonts, and create a brand kit. So then that anytime you're creating anything, whether it's you or someone else, everything is going to be cohesive and work off the same thing. As far as your fonts, base it off Google Fonts, because that's going to be one of the larger databases of fonts out there, and so it's going to be easier to get those. And then for a logo, if that's something you can work on in Canva, or if you don't want to, if you're not feeling creative for that, or you want something more professional, that is an area that I would recommend going to, like Upwork or Fiverr, and getting someone to design you something there. But once you have all your different brand guidelines, mostly your color palette and your fonts, where this will become useful then is when you go into Canva. Let me step back here. There's this area here called brand, and then you can create your different brand kits. And so when you actually have a brand kit, you can go in here and you can see we have all these different logos. We have different color variations, different ways that we can use that. And then that color palette that it gives you, you can list that hex code in here and have all of those right here. So anytime you're working in Canva, your colors and your logos and your different fonts are all going to be at the top of the options anytime you select any of those. And so it just makes it so much faster. And then once you have this set up, Uh, if you go into ClickFunnels, I know ClickFunnels offers this specifically. I don't know about the other softwares if they have this, but when you're setting up your ClickFunnels account, you can actually go into what they call it the style guide. So the style guide and a brand kit are virtually the same thing, just called two different things. And you set up, your fonts. You have your extra large fonts, your large, medium, small, um, your bolds and all that. Your colors, you can come in here and set up all your colors. You create your shadows and your borders, your different buttons. So then when you're in your page creating all that stuff, everything is right there. It's cohesive across every single page. You don't have to select it. It's all set as the default for those pages. And so it just makes your page creation so much faster. And then once you, I'll probably get into this in another video, how to use ChatGPT for your website building. So your page titles, your page descriptions, the URL slug, the content of every web page. I exclusively use ChatGPT now because it can not only communicate what I want the page to say, but also do it in a way that's SEO friendly and will help my pages rank in Google. So this tool gives you the power to do all these things that 5 years ago you would be paying thousands and thousands of dollars to do. I mean, just a website, you can drop $4,000 or $5,000 for just a basic WordPress template. You could pay several $1,000s to someone to create your brand kit for you. This information here, if you learn ChatGPT and do all these things yourself in the startup phase, you could easily save yourself $10,000 in the first 6 months of your business doing all this stuff yourself. And so it makes it possible. ClickFunnels, Canva, they're all designed for the entrepreneur who doesn't have coding or programming skills. It's made for the entrepreneur to do this themselves so they don't have to hire outside agencies to do it. And the truth of the matter is, a lot of agencies out there, they're just farming that out to workers overseas, and they're just using templates. And so you're really not getting the thing that makes them valuable is most websites are built on WordPress, which is a very robust platform, but you need a certain level of expertise and skills to create a WordPress site. I started the process of learning this before ClickFunnels, and I can assure you, ClickFunnels is so much easier for the average person to use, and you can make really great looking sites and pages on this. So I highly, highly recommend it. It's cheaper, it's better, it's faster. If you can take the time to learn it and do these things here, you won't regret it. And so that kind of gets us on today's topic of the brand kit. This is something you can do today. So if you're in the startup phase all the way to you've already been in business for several years, if you've not done this process of creating a brand kit and a brand identity, this is something you can start today. Get your $20 a month plus package from ChatGPT. Get your Canva account set up. Get your ClickFunnels account set up, and you can create your entire web presence here starting today. I hope this information has been useful for you. Over the next several issues, we're going to be focusing on how to use ChatGPT in different areas of your business. And again, this is something I've been doing a deep dive into the last 12, 18 months, and I love it. It's something that I just really enjoy doing, and now hopefully you can get the benefit of my education and knowledge and use it to help your business. So until next week, again, thank you for your attention. Thank you for watching these videos. We're over 1,000 subscribers getting this newsletter weekly now, and I'm so thankful for the support and everything that you guys are doing. So again, if you have suggestions of topics you'd like me to cover, send those to me. I'll put it in the queue, and we will help you guys get your business going. So have a great week, and we will see you on the next issue.